Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be making my November plan with me. I hope you enjoy it. So this year, for November, I decided to do a theme with maps. So the first spread I'm doing this month is a quote page, which I'm using a photo from this past summer to fill the entire page, and I'm going to add words on top. I'm using this glue tape from Muji, which is kind of similar to whiteout, but instead it's like tape and you can stick stuff on it. I'm cutting away the excess photo because I only wanted part of it. The main colors I'm going to be using in this theme are green, yellow, and orange, which I pulled from the map. I'm using a round coaster to trace a circle onto my map that I will cut out. The map I'm using is actually a state map for Georgia, and I thought it looked pretty, so that's why I chose it. And it also worked out because it had some nice colors that I could pull out of it that I thought looked nice together. I'm putting pencil marks on my page so I can make sure the circle I cut out of the map is right in the center. Once again, I'm using this glue tape, which I'm really enjoying using, but I find that it's a little bit hard to make sure that everything is pressed down and you glued every single part, because if you put it on the actual object that you're trying to place down, then you might place it in the wrong place and you can't really lift it back up. But nonetheless, I think this is a great investment, especially for smaller things you want to paste in your bullet journal. I wrote November on my index card and I'm cutting it out to put it on the circle. I used my Tombow Duo brush pen, the thin side of it, in the color 925. Now I'm writing my quote page on top of my picture. I'm writing adventure awaits in fake calligraphy. If you'd like to learn how to get better at lettering and quote pages, go check out my last video, which teaches you all about it. And now I'm using spaced out letters to write, and it's closer than it. Can you finish the quote? If you said seams, that's right. Now onto the calendar. Once again, I'm using the same Tombow Duo brush pen, which I've been really enjoying using. I actually started this calendar on a Sunday, which I usually start them on Mondays, but I was like, since this month, if it starts on a Sunday, then it takes up less space in your bullet journal, so I was like, you know what, let's just go with a Sunday this time. Of course, I have to add the map in there. I ripped a part of the map and I'm adding it into the side of my bullet journal next to the calendar. Like with the picture, I'm cutting around the edges to take away any of the map I don't want. I'm using a hole punch to punch little holes of the map that I'm going to paste around the calendar. I used another Tombow Duo brush pen to color the background of the map so that the dots have different colors in the background. This pen is the color 090 and I'm using the brush side. If you could go anywhere in the world because the pandemic didn't exist, where would you go? I would love to go to Japan. Their stationery is so cute. I'm coloring the top row of each box of my calendar the light yellow color. And now I'm adding the days of the month to the top left corner of each box. I'm using a green Tombow Dual Brush Pen in the color 312. Like before, I'm using the hole punch to cut out small circles of the map. I'm coloring the map green so that the holes end up green, and I'm putting them around the calendar. This is the same green as I used for the numbers in the calendar. Now we're on to the habit tracker. I'm using the same orange Tombow Dual Brush Pen to write habits. I'm writing in all capital except for the I because I think it looks fun when an I is lowercase, but I don't know. What do you think? So I actually combined things people often use for mood trackers with their habit trackers because I don't want to just track if I do something, but how well I do it. So you'll often see people make little circles like I'm doing right now to represent how good their mood was, but I'm using it to represent how well I did a task. So for example, my schoolwork, like if I did really well on my schoolwork this day, I'll give myself like the best, so like the smiley face. I hope this makes sense. I bet it has already been done before, but I just wanted to clarify what I was doing. I made a header with the brush side of my green Tombow Dual Brush Pen. And I'm using my dual brush pen to outline the shape of the calendar. I'm using an orange color, and each day is a 1 dot grid. I'm using black, orange, green, and yellow to represent the moods, black being the most sad and yellow being the most happy. Now I'm making a brain dump like I did for October. I actually really enjoyed the brain dump last month, and I like to use it to test my new markers, which actually include the markers I'm using today. Although it will serve the purpose of a brain dump, I decided to call it random stuff. Now on to my weekly spread. This is the weekly spread I've been using for a while now, and it's been working really well for me, and I'll explain how I use it later in the video. I'd love to hear what's working for you guys to plan your schoolwork out, because I know different things work for all of us and there's no one right answer. While this is generally how my weekly spreads look, I probably wouldn't, on a normal basis, cut out the map. I would just color in that spot. I used tracing paper to make a little template so I could cut out the map easily. I also used my hole punch to make a little hole in the center because it kind of looks like a clipboard. Now onto the final flip through. If you do bullet journaling, I'd love to hear in the comments what your theme was for November. And I'd also love any suggestions for December because I literally have no idea what to do yet, and I haven't even thought about it yet. So for my weekly spreads, if you can see the thing that kind of looks like a clipboard, I use that. I have little boxes that are like check boxes, and I use that to plan out my independent lessons, and I check it off when I finish one. Also, the post-its that you see at the top right and the bottom left, I use to just write down any notes or any extra things that I have to do that aren't a full lesson. And then for the thing that you see in the middle that has the days of the week, I use that to plan out any live lessons, and I can write down any events that's happening that week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for staying this far. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, and it would mean the world to me if you were to subscribe and turn on the notifications, because I'm going to try and make videos every week. Well, bye for now!